This is day 35 of my budget bungalow build. I will slow down because I got a lot of things to talk about 5 minutes worth, and then the walk is only 3 minutes. Yeah, yesterday I received an email from someone, a YouTuber, complaining about my friendship of another YouTuber. Like I said, you sent me an unsolicited email complaining about your problems in YouTube, how they attack you, and he wants me to take sides. And now he's moaning about my friendship with the other YouTubers that he don't like or been attacking him. I don't care about your problems because it's created. You went to YouTube, you participated in the drama, and you should expect criticism. Now, my only advice to you is to avoid the drama. Ignore them. Ignore. Then it will go away. Then you will have a fresh followers. Not the same people that's been attacking you. Ignore them. And do not come here and try to annoy me because I don't know you from Adam's apple. You come and send me an email telling me about your problems, want me to take your side. The friendship that I have to this certain YouTuber that you mentioned is beyond I have been friends with this eccentric man before I made my own channel. He visited my home. I visited his home. So do not make me choose side. But what I want to talk today is the problem that I have with the build. You see that the lockdown is extended for another 15 days until May 15, and I cannot get materials because it's more strict this time. They even have coding numbers for the vehicles. So this is the sort of thing I was talking about, that you need to make business decisions. Because you've noticed that the rendering is really slow. I gotta just tell you, Predo is very slow. Yesterday, he only do 2 sides of the doorway all day. And it's not even the perfect rendering that I expect. And all day, that's not economical for me. I'm thinking of cut costing this time. While we're waiting for the lockdown to finish because we can't get materials. Even the hardwares, not all of them is open, only a few, but it's on certain dates because they can't even do the deliveries. And just come back when everything's back to normal. Because right now, it will cost me half the house build if I allow this kind of rendering that is very slow. I've been fooled in the past about creating work to keep them employed because you feel sorry for them. They got no other means of income. But the one that I was talking about before is a pastor that's working on my castle and in my other houses as well. And he's just nothing but problem. He got the neighbor's maid pregnant. This is a pastor of mine. I don't want to talk about religion because looking at my husband, I used to be very religious growing up in a nun school. But just look at my husband and it's you will believe, I won't believe in creationism anymore. It'll be Darwin's evolution. I reckon he's descended from apes. But anyway, yeah. Before I made the same mistake that I have continued them employed just to give them income for their family, but that person has stolen some of my tools and get the neighbor's maid pregnant. So I gotta have to get rid of him because it was creating trouble, and he's a married man and already made the neighbor's maid pregnant. So, and also I've been creating jobs that's not even needed, so they're taking advantage of it. So it's not for me to do it this time. If it's uneconomical, I have to get rid of them. So the Loy still is mixing the muck like yesterday by hand and just slowly wet as needed. So now you can see there's a lot of waiting time. So the chipping on the wall here done by the other old man is not needed because the Loy can do that while waiting. So like yesterday, what that side has already been built up, and old Tony was not even doing this yesterday, but look, he's done on one side already. And that's the only one that's done this morning. But those 4 sides yesterday was shocking to me. Whole day, 4 sides, half. Ridiculous. It's not even on the other side, only just front. I can't believe that. I go on the other side. I have to let Old Lee to pick up some of the rebars in here so we can do this one, and also that door window here will be condemned. So what I'm trying to tell you, that I know I got a lot of people complaining about why the septic tank here, or I call the Sanitary and Environmental Protection Tank in Cebu, because somebody said don't call it a septic tank. Look at the toilet on the other side. It's only a pipe. So when they do their business, the slugs come out of that pipe and just be covered with the dirt. Here you can see that we have dig out. And that's what they do. The slugs will just be covered with dirt. They shovel it over. And there is no septic tank at all. Just let it flow. Now, and if you think my system is inferior because it has no chamber, this is what you're comparing. A soak pit, like I said, this is a cross between a soak pit and a septic tank because it has no 5 chamber. I never heard such thing yet, but this is what you're up. This is a proper soak pit, more sanitary, better for health, public health than this one that we're replacing. So I don't think it's comparable to the industrial grade that you're talking about, 5 chambers. Because otherwise, all the people here in the Philippines will be making more, investing their money more on the septic tank than their own houses if they are to be complying with the 5 chambers that you said. Like there's even one comment that the in-laws are just making the slugs flow on the river. Now this is no different from that what you said. And what we're making here, this chamber, is far more sanitary than that just let it flow. So this is the septic that we created, or the soak pit, and this is what I wanted to compare. He's been building up this wall yesterday, and just smoothing one face of it, like a quarter of it, a third, I think. And you haven't seen this side here where old Tony is rendering. No build up yesterday, but look, old Tony is almost done. I don't expect this one here to be done today. Only half of this will be done today. I already know the speed. I've been timing him for the last 2 days. So where is the thing that you should be faster, because this is uneconomical. I'm counting the speed, I'm counting the expense. It will cost me half of the house build expense if I continue the work like this. The slowness, this is uneconomical to me. I'm doing an extra check today for day 35 because I want to know, I want to see how far they have gone to that rendering. I've talked with my consultant, of course, Old B, and I bought the materials for the slab. Do I have to give Predo, the first team, the Predo and Old Lito, another week to do the slab before I call it quits, and I'll just retain the Loy and Old Tony because they're the most effective ones with this extended lockdown. That will be meaning extra week if I have to keep them, 3 weeks, extra 3 weeks if I have to keep them, and giving me that one day only a few square meter, 2, if not 1. I mean, it's really slow for me. I've seen workers faster than that, and I cannot. This is a business, this has got a budget, and I cannot just do the same mistake I've done before, which is to create job, just linger on the employment because you feel sorry for someone. And I've learned that lesson, and I've suffered the consequence. My tools are stolen, my materials as well as stolen, some of my wires, cables, and so right now, from that experience I had, I learned. Now here, we're gonna check. They don't expect me to check at this hour. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I want to know how long they have made since I left 10 o'clock this morning. So this is what's done since the last footage that I have this morning. So they're looking at it there, and then this is what old Tony was doing this morning near the front door. So they have that corner of the column exposed still. So old Tony is already done, so he's starting this other one as well. But I can't have this slowness forever. I need to do it by the budget, but next week they'll be doing this one. So I had old Lito leveling it all up now. This window here will be blocked out, so it will not be open to the open fire of the kitchen. So you get a close up of the pipe that I'm talking about. I didn't go near because there's some slugs just been covered with earth there. So you can see that old Tony just started that one on the door and it's already done.
Ah,
And he's starting this one as well.
ito.
So we have a few wood here. 4 by 2 by 10, 5 pieces of them, and then another 5 pieces of 4 by 2 by 8. So I'll just have to sort this out how much per board feet, and 2 times 4 times 10 times the price of the divided by 12, then the price of the board feet. So I'll just count this one. This is actually owned by the old man, and he's selling it to somebody else. So I just said that I'll be the one buying this to sort it out, because I'm not the materials that I'm struggling to buy is actually the wood for the roof, because the timber jack cannot go out. He's over 70 years old, 74, and he's not allowed to go out because over 60 are the most vulnerable people for this COVID pandemic around the world. So that's what we're waiting for. We were hoping that we cannot get extended, but we are extended until May 15. That's why I am running out of work. I cannot stand this. Rendering like this will take me so long. That will I calculated how much it's gonna cost me. It will be like half of the build if I continue that speed. So there's like 5 of 2 by 4 by 10 feet. I mean 2 by 2 inches thickness, 4 inches width, and the length is 10 feet. So there's 5 of them, and there's 5 2 by 4 by 8 feet. So 2 times 4 times 10 divided by 12, which is 1 foot board feet, and then times 30 pesos per board feet. It will come out that the 2 by 4 by 10 is 200 pesos each, and then the 2 by 2 by 8 is 160 each. This is Mulabi wood, so it will be a start for the roof on the design that I have. So I'll see how many is needed after this, then we can sort it out. So this 5 2 4 by 8, then 5 2 4 by 10 will be costing me about 1,800 pesos. This is the sort of window I'm thinking of putting up in the old budget bungalow, because the old man that owns it is not so keen about the jealousies, and me as well, because of the price. But he wants it that if he's drunk and he wanna puke, he can just open the window and puke outside. But if with the bungalow with the jealousies, he has no choice but to puke on the floor, he was telling me. So this kind of window, I've seen this in Talisay. You will just insert the glass inside, and you can just also order it in what size. So this is the sort of size I'm thinking. And this one here is just an ordinary shed, but that is what the requirement of the old man, that he can open the window and puke outside. That's what the actual words. Ang kanadong 45. So 140 45 cm. So 120 by 45 cm is the finish. So this is the window that I'm thinking, so you have the idea now. This is the sample of the surface mounted electrics that I mean. That's the sockets, and then there's a channel of white PVC plastic that clips in, that you screw on the wall and it will clip in. Then you can paint it over. So that will be easier to transfer the electric without channeling the walls. So it still remain rendered without breaking it apart. There. This is what I mean, because I'm looking for the sample and I ran out on my stocks. Day 34, this is my last inspection. Is 4:30 in the afternoon now, to see what their progress is, and also I have to give them their wages. I even have a few ideas now of the window that I will show you there in the video. And then I also talked to them that I have to stop the work if there is no materials for the roof. So they're trying to help me now and accommodate that they will just buy the cocoa lumber because the cocoa lumber is available on this one. So just to make sure they don't stop the work. So I said if we can continue with the materials, not just rendering, because I tell Predo straight, you're useless at rendering. You're good at other jobs. I don't question that. But rendering, I gotta admit, you're the slowest I've seen. Are you still learning? And it takes him a while to admit, but he did. So, at least it's sorted. They'll be helping me out. Next week, I'll be assigning him to do the slab on the back and cover the window. And then he can help Tony with the roofing. Then that will be a big progress then. Then I'm sorting the window. When I went down to see that house window, I have pictured and also featured there, so you have an idea. They give me some sources that I could buy those window. Then I could just call them to see the display. They said it's not away from Cebu City, so I could just sort it out. So I was in despair because the Glassman 2 now is overpricing me with their jealousies. But I know I could find other sources than just that jealousy. Anyway, I don't like jealousy myself. That's my personal choice because I don't think it's nice. I don't think it's decorative, and I don't think it's safe. So here I am now, day 35 on our budget bungalow build. Ay, batik ng jealousy. So this is what's done for today. That window, the front door area, and the start of this side. Because I moan, they made it faster. Lagi. Pila ka sako dong? So this is day 35. So day 34 yesterday, the total running cost was 160,425. Today, we've used three bags of cement for the 3-to-1 mix. So 3 bags of cement to 3-to-1 mix. So this is what's done. This one, but not the framing of the window, the front door, and start of this side here, and that side. But on Monday, Fredo will start the slabbing on the back, which is essential because it's keep on raining here in the Philippines. The septic tank may be full up with water. So that will be the better one. And then he can also do the slab, so for easier to climb up when they render the back there. But since we have sorted some wood here, we will be starting the roofing as well next week. Then we can just buy what's needed, additional needed wood, and then the frame, the sheets. So this is how they left it. It's 4:45. They're just waiting it to harden a bit before they smooth it out. So this is the finish for today. That's the level where the ceiling will gonna be. So this is what Fredo has done, and also starting on this one. Then Tony starts on that one. But I told him straight, your crap, like I said, I already repeated myself, so at least it's that I've been checking here, they try to do it faster. because I said I'm gonna have to stop the work, but now they're trying to help me find and source wood, and so is the windows. So there's 3 bags of cement used for today. And this is what we are. And then, so overall, what you can see is this whole room here in the open space, not the bedrooms, is starting to take shape. It's just gonna be squaring up. You cannot see the beams when the ceilings will be put in. Either I'll use the J-pour rings or buttons and just use the thinness Hardiplex for ceiling. So you can see it's cleaning up now. So that's the room, and then I'll have those wooden French windows that will be varnished with plastic varnish. Then it's all done then. So I'm trying to source it out. I have bought some wood so we can start the roofing on Monday. Then we'll just add additional what's needed. So I just bought I will not be counting it today's total because I'll count it usually when I use it. So 5 pieces of 2 4x8 and 5 pieces 2 4x10 Mulabi wood. So that's a good start for our roofing. So just giving them their wages. And it's now clearing up. So it looks different now. Like, because it's cleaning up, it looks different than when you come in here with all just the blocks. And like Bernard say, vertical eyesores, a line.